Hey y'all, Nick here. Y'all remember, Snapper is done. John Deere 425 is done. So Nick has refocused his attention on this here 1984 Gravely mower. Y'all remember it. Got this thing running, 42 years old. Problem is, I ain't able to drive it yet. Hold on. Y'all make sure you go back and check that playlist, Nick's playlist on the Gravely mower restore project. Got the engine going, got everything working there, transmission's good, put everything back together, blades were cut, put the drive system back together, everything was good on it. Problem was, when I went to drive this thing, even with the belts installed, the wheels wanted to wobble. And I'm like, why are the wheels wobbling? First thing I thought that the axle was bent. The axle is not bent. Pulleys are good. Let me show you what the problem is. Hold on. Check that out. The original wheels for this thing, or tires. Look at these things. So what I wanted to do is just wanted to make sure this whole thing ran and would drive. So I was trying not to spend a whole bunch of money doing that before I knew everything was working. So I used the original wheels and tires, and I had to end up putting some tubes in this thing. Go back and check the playlist, the video for the Gravely, and got these things remounted, and the wheels were wobbling. Well, the reason was because these wheels are so dry rotted, as you can see. Look at that. When I went to put them back on, and the pressure and stuff I was putting on them to get them on the rim caused the tires to just wobble on the rim. Initially, I thought the rims were bent, but the rims are not really bent. It's these tires, these dry rotted tires, are just wobbling on the rim. So y'all, when I went to take these tires back off, they were so dry rotted and rusty, I had to actually get my cutter out and cut these tires off the rim. They were so matted up there. Look at that, it's crazy. So now what I gotta do is my intention. I've got to clean up the rims, get all that rust off, make sure they're all cleaned up, good to go, paint them back in, because I'm gonna have to do some sanding on them, paint them back in, get a set of new tires, remount them, and see if everything's straight then. Great. Struggle is real. So after actually having to cut those tires off the rims, I'm ready to sand down these things back clean, because my ultimate goal next will be not using tubes in these things, but actual brand new tires. But I got to get all this cleaned up. All this 20 years of rust build up, I got to get those cleaned up. It should look something like this one. So that way all that rust is gone. So when I mount those tires, I won't have any problem with any rust or anything with those tires trying to seal, is the goal. So I'm going to change out my air sander right here, my air sander. See, I just wore that one, slap out, buddy. But this thing does real good for getting all that rust off that rim, no doubt. Dust mask on. It's not gonna be a 5-minute job, I tell you that. But we'll get that rust off there. What I've been doing is getting me a little section started and clean that area and then work my way around. All right, y'all. I think I got them cleaned up pretty good. Got all that rust off. It was bad. I mean, really bad. So those tires was just glued to the rim from rust and just dry rot. So now that I got them sanded down, I'm gonna have to go back and paint them in so they won't rust back up again. So these were white. So I just happen to have some white, so I'm gonna paint them back white. Hold on. Come over here to my professional paint station. Y'all have seen me paint over here many times before. Hold on, Dora. Right there. This one over here on this side. Get these rims painted up. All right, got that protection on there, and that's what it is, protection. It ain't got to be pretty. I just need to get some rust protection back up there. Let those dry, get some new tires on them, and see what we got. I think this time I'm going to take them over to the tire shop because they can get them mounted much faster than I can. Bam, and just like that, they're mounted and ready to go. Look at that, boy. Look at them pretty tires. So I went to the tire shop, picked these things up, and I said, hey man, I'm here to get the lawnmower tires and rims. He said, he was shaking his head. He said, man, what do those things go on? I said, man, a 1984 Gravely Walk Behind mower. 1984. He shook his head. He said, man, my guy had a time getting those things on. You know that, right? I said, yeah, why do you think I brought them to you? So yeah, I told him, they don't make these rims anymore. You cannot find them anywhere. So I had to make these things work. And I think these things gonna be just fine, and they turned out just fine. So get these bad boys on. Make sure they're true, that the rim is true, the pulleys and all them line up and everything's true. And it's gonna rotate in line. And man, hopefully we'll be riding around on this thing. Hold on. Yes, sir. Get it behind that brake shoe. It's gonna make that noise because it's rubbing against that brake shoe. Until you can get her going. All right, tighten that down. Put my key in there. Put the belt on there. Go from there. Pin in there. I'll drag that belt back on the rail without pinching my finger. Yep, just like that. So that action will put tension on that belt and make the tires turn. We hope. Everything looks lined up, everything looks good. Do the other side. All right, there it is. Got this side put back on. Bolts on, the nuts on there, belts on. Everything looks good. And I can already tell with this new setup, with the new tires, this pulley is away from the tire. Before, the pulley was sitting real close to the tire. So that looks good on this side. Got clearance on this side. Belts on. So what I'm going to do is start it up. It's off the ground. I'm going to start it up and just watch the way the belts track on it to make sure nothing's going to come off track. And if that's good, I'll be able to put this thing down on the ground and see if we can drive it around the yard. Hold on. I think that's got it. Y'all saw it for yourself. Everything's tracking good. Everything's moving. Now the tires are going to turn now because there's no weight on them. So they're going to turn without me pulling these levers here. But once I put it on the ground, you know, the transmission will free spin. There won't be any tension on the belt until I put tension on the belt by pulling these handles, and then it'll go. But the only reason they're turning now is because it's up in the air. There's no weight on them. So, yeah, I think that's it. Ready to see if this thing will roll.
relocated to Lebanon, Tennessee, or find something else to do because we're outsourcing.
Hey y'all, there it is. 42 years old. Gravely runs again. Man, this thing was in the junkyard, on his way to the scrap yard. Nick saved it, fixed it, and it lives again. This Gravely is thanking me right now. Man, I told y'all not to mess with Nick. I got an adjustment I gotta make on this side. I noticed while driving, this tire is, I didn't realize it, y'all. I should have checked it. It's about completely flat, so it was literally dragging me on the ground. I didn't realize I need to put air in that tire, but hey, y'all saw it. This thing rolling again. Next video, Nick gonna be cutting. So there it is, y'all. 42 years old. Got it going. So what's the plans for this? Y'all, I probably got a little over $300 in this machine. You can't sell it for that. I ain't gonna be able to say, nobody's gonna wanna buy no 42-year-old machine for more than $300. It's just not gonna happen. They got newer stuff out there. So I think I'm gonna probably eventually take all this stuff back off, like the motor and thing, paint it up, and add it to my old school mower collection. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Keep the old Gravely around for a while. I like this thing. Tweak that drive system a little bit. Shoot, I'm gonna have a video of me mowing with this thing. You wait. So there it is, y'all. Gravely running again. Check the videos on my playlist from the beginning when Nick got this thing from the junkyard, saved it from the scrap yard, till now, running again. Hit that like. Y'all watching, some of y'all watching and hitting the like, but some of y'all ain't hitting that like. Hit the like for your boy Nick. Man, until next time, we're gonna get another one going.